races were being broadcast around the world, we decided that we could advertise Carnarvon. Most people, they'd look at Carnarvon and you wouldn't know where Carnarvon was, but if you looked at the 6701, that's the postcode, and you look up the postcode and you know where you are.
We had a sign manufactured which is 6701, and that's gone worldwide.
Carnarvon is our paradise town.
I've been here since 1972 and I don't imagine myself going anywhere in a hurry. It's a great location.
It has the best climate in the world at 28 degrees nearly all year round.
It's the sort of place that in winter it's always warm.
Carnarvon lifestyle is about being quite natural and in tune with the environment, I think. It's all got to do with nature, and I think that's reflected in the type of people that live in this area, resourcing the earth.
It's so beautiful and so peaceful. You can see the birds flying around all around you, and it's just beautiful greenery.
I think it's the lifestyle. It's such an easy lifestyle. It's great weather, great produce, great people.
Getting stuck into some of our fresh produce, be it from the ocean or the land.
Carnarvon is a great place for growing fruit and vegetables. We have an excellent climate here. We have great soil. It's sort of like the meeting place for the town. People come and catch up, as well as the produce. We've got food, we've got coffee. So it's a really sort of good community project as well.
We enjoy all facets of Carnarvon, like from horticulture, agriculture to our seafood industry. There's not much that our food bowl doesn't have.
The cuisine is world class. You drive down there and you could be anywhere in the world. Friendly people, plenty of tourists at this time of the year for the racing season.
If you're an outdoor person, Carnarvon is the place to be. Have it as your base and then you can go in all directions.
There's plenty to do if you're into fishing and those sort of things. You go up to the blowholes and everything's within 50 k's of Carnarvon.
This is a tracking station and overseas telecommunications station. The Space Museum's got a lot of tracking equipment that was used back in the 60s.
Here we are at our Apollo capsule experience. We put you in here, we simulate how they sat, and we send you off to the moon with Armstrong and the crew.
This is Buzz, our space cat. Buzz has lived here at the museum for 7 years. He's the one permanent resident. He's so famous, he has his own socks. There's Buzz socks, and he even has his own little T-shirt.
If you want to have a social day out, Cup Day in Carnarvon, the place to be is at the racecourse.
I think country racing brings the community together, gets all the locals a chance to get together, and it brings a little bit of tourism into the town.
I'm quite surprised with the amount of contestants in this year. We had about 27, I think. So yeah, fantastic to see the ladies there, and each year the girls are stepping up a bit more and more on Cup Day.
My family's been involved in racing in the Gascoyne for in excess of 100 years.
Roy Bellotti was an old-time, very good horse trainer. He was a real character.
Roy was a gentleman of the turf. He was a really good trainer, just a gentleman, one of these really calm souls.
My father was a very prominent racehorse owner and trainer, and he raced horses throughout the state.
One of those sort of people that you could always talk to. He'd talk to everybody, and he was a real good operator.
You'd always learn something from him. He was very gentle. He had a great wit about him, as a lot of the old-timers did, and just a good bloke to have around.
I've been in racing all my life, Two of my brothers were jockeys as well for Dad. We've stayed in racing because, for me, it's in our blood. We've got 5 generations of family and racing.
Roy's daughter Gail married Jeff Rodier. Jeff's trained a couple of Carnarvon Cup winners over the past, and Gail's daughter married Zach Tyler, and Zach's had a winner as well in the Carnarvon Cup. So that's sort of the legacy that we have here. People have been around for a long time.
I've been with the Carnarvon Race Club around about 43 years. Basically been here and in Carnarvon, born and bred.
And now my daughter's had a son, our first grandson, so I can guarantee he'll be involved in racing as well.
It's what I love about racing, the generational side of, I say most countries, but I know Carnarvon specifically, and the generational side of it's magnificent.
If anyone knows the Bellottis, our family is a racing family in the Gascoyne. My husband's a trainer and he's been up here for 30 plus years.
Dad is a very good horseman. There's not much he can't do. I think he sells himself pretty short.
Everybody on the committee's got a history of 2-3 generations. Their kids are involved, the wider family's involved. It's just got a better feel to it. It's lovely.
Yeah, Dad's pretty happy. So 2 out of 3 and a second's not too bad. It's going good so far. So hopefully the day continues like that.
If you look at some of the memorial races that we run, Roy Bellotti, Billy Mitchell, Stewie Maver over the years. My father's been immortalised in a race, the Peter Evans Memorial. He was a bookmaker here for many, many years and helped out the club along the way.
Well, Billy Mitchell was a legendary Aboriginal, firstly stockman, horseman. He was a trainer. He was club steward. He was the starter. He was the clerk, of course. He did everything. It's really good that the club does remember them with the races that they name after these guys. Carnarvon's always been a strong club in that it's only 10 hours from Perth, so trainers can make the trip just for the weekend if they need to, but the stabling arrangements are fantastic as well, so you will find a lot of the trainers come for a season.
Racing Carnarvon is great. There's abundance of tracks to work our horses on.
They're some of the safest stables, and the training facilities out of those stables are what you want when you go north. They're all there. Everything's there for you.
I think it's a pretty well designed track. I think it's the best track in Australia.
Extremely fair racetrack. We had all the land that we wanted here, so we built it. And to be fair, so it's got slow sweeping turns, it's got a long straight, and it's an extremely wide track for a country track. Great track.
You literally cannot get a better place to train a horse.
What I've found is that horses respond to people and how they're treated. And so if you're a kind, calm person and you treat the horse kindly, the horse will respond.
After a while, you get to know what sort of things they need to be doing to get them to their best performance. You learn to communicate with them.
Horses are a spirit connection to me.
And if you looked at them, when they go to race, they want to race. They're not out there because they're forced. They're out there because they love to compete and race each other.
In the honour of the great man Billy Mitchell, it was a really fitting time to think about some of the Indigenous people who have paved the way for racing, not only in Carnarvon but wider than that, in the state and the nation. So the theme being on country has been massive lately, and to recognise that, and what better way than to do it through racing.
Set to go. The $60,000 Tap Touch Carnarvon Cup racing.
what better way than to gather with people of all walks of life than come to a race course.